What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at how we can divide decimal numbers by powers of 10. So let's waste no time and let's go. So what are we going to remember today? Well, we're going to remember that we can use a place value chart to help us. So let's have a look what that means with our first question, 48 divided by 10. Well, we're starting off nice and easy because 10 is simply just 10 to the power of 1, so we don't have to do any other multiplication or calculation. All we're going to use is our place value grid to help us understand how to do this division. So first let's build a place value chart, and I'm ready to begin. So my question was 48 divided by 10. So first let's put our numbers in place. 48 is 4 tens and 8 ones, and if I'm dividing by 10, what I have to realize is that every column on my place value chart is 10 times smaller than the column in front of it. So essentially we are dividing by 10 as we come down the place value chart. So if we think about it, one jump would be dividing by 10, but if we made 2 jumps, I'd be dividing by 100. 3 jumps dividing by 1000, and so on and so on, but we'll get to that in a moment. For now, we realize that we're only dividing by 10, which means we're going to be jumping one column down my place value chart. So let's begin, and my 8 will come into my tenths column, and my 4 into the ones column. Put back my decimal, and I'm left with 4.8. One thing to make a note of, my decimal place never moves. We consider it like a nail in the wall. So 48 divided by 10 equals 4.8. Next one, 91.6 divided by 10, a little bit harder. Let's have a look. We have 91.6 divided by 10. Put the numbers in place, 9 tens, 1 1, a decimal, and then 6 tenths. And we're dividing by 10, so exactly the same thing. I just moved them to one place down my place value chart. And once I put my decimal point back, I'm left with 9.16. Now we're starting to get a little bit harder because I have 9.45 divided by 10 to the power of 2. So what does that mean? Well, a very common mistake would be to do 10 times 2, which is 20, and assume that this 10 to the power of 2 is 20. That would be wrong. 10 to the power of 2 means that we have 10 multiplied by 10, or in other words, 2 tens multiplied together. So if we think about it, if it was 10 to the power of 3, I would have 3 tens multiplied together, and 10 to the power of 4, 4 tens, etc., etc. So 10 to the power of 2 is 10 times 10, which equals 100. So my question is actually 9.45 divided by 100. So first job again, let's just put our numbers in place. 9.45 is 9 ones, decimal 4 tenths, 5 100ths. And because I'm dividing now by 100, it means that I'm going not just one jump, that would be divided by 10, but 2 jumps. So I'm dividing by 100. So if we're jumping twice, I'm going to need another column here as my 10,000. And here we go. Let's start moving numbers. My 5 100ths become 5 1000ths. My 4 tenths become 4 thousandths. My 9 ones become 900ths. And now you can see if I put my decimal, I have this gap again, which I need to fill with a placeholder. So my answer would become 0.0945 or 0.0945. Okay, let's look at an orange chili now, and I have 352.3 divided by 1,000. And my 1,000 could also be written as 10 to the power of 3. Because remember, 10 to the power of 3 means 10 times 10, which is 100, times another 10, which equals 1,000. But actually for us, 1,000 is easier to use, so we'll keep it as 1,000. And now because I'm dividing by 1,000, I'm going to need to move 1, 2, 3 places, because that would be divided by 1,000. And again, it all kind of links in, doesn't it? Because 10 to the power of 3 equals 1,000. So therefore, if we're dividing by 10 to the power of 3, I'm dividing by 3 of these columns because each column is worth a power of 10. Okay, so let's put our numbers in place. 352.3 and I'm dividing now by 1,000, so I need to move them 3 places. So my 3 would come 1, 2, 3. My 2 is 1, 2, 3. My 5 is 1, 2, 3. My 3 is 1, 2, 3. Put back my decimal, put a placeholder there in front of it if I want to leave me with 0.3523, or I could get rid of that 0 and just call it 0.3523. Okay, let's look for a pattern now as we get into these final 4 questions. Hopefully what we're seeing now is that if my question is dividing by 10 to the power of 1, I'm moving my digits 1 place. If my question is 10 to the power of 2, I'm moving them 2 places, because that's like saying divided by 100. If it's 10 to the power of 3, or in other words, divided by 1,000, I'm moving them 3 places. So using that knowledge, let's see if we can answer these last 4 without using the place value chart and just using knowledge in our heads. So 47 divided by 100 would be 47 moved 2 places. So my 4 would go from being in the tens column to being in the tenths column. So I would have 0.47 as my answer. Next orange chili challenge, 873 divided by 1,000, or in other words, 10 to the power of 3. So I know I'm going to be moving them 3 columns. So if my 8 is in the hundreds column, 3 columns to the right would be the tenths column. So I'm going to have 0.873 as my answer. 10 to the power of 2 means I'm going to be moving 2 places, and the 1 in my tens column will therefore be in my tenths column. So again, 0.1945 would be my answer. And finally, the last challenge, 10 to the power of 3, we know means I'm moving 3 places. So if my 3 is at the moment in my ones column, 3 places down my place value chart is in the thousandths column. So I can put my 3 in the thousandths, my 5 in the 10,000ths, but then I'm going to need a placeholder in my hundredths and a placeholder in my tenths. Put back my decimal, put a 0 in front of it if I want, and my answer is 0.0035. These challenges here might be a little stretch for you at the moment, but once we fully understand our place value chart and how it works and the column titles, you should be able to do questions like that in your head. But I recommend always checking on the place value chart. Here you go then, it's your turn. Here are 3 questions for you to work out. Use the place value chart if you want, or have a go at answering these in your head. Press pause on the video now, good luck. And there you have it, that is how to divide decimal numbers by powers of 10. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. If it was, head on over to themathshelter.com, where you're going to find loads more of my videos to help you with everything you need to know about your year group's maths. But for now guys, I'm going to see you in another video. Peace out.